Hello everybody, thanks for joining us. My name is Lou Gett. I work for UConn through the Office of Planning Architectural Engineering Services. Thanks for joining us. Today will be the first video we will shoot pre-construction for the new MAA building that's about ready to start next week. MAA stands for Main Accumulation Area, and this will be the facility that will handle our lab generated waste. Kind of as a transfer station for short periods of time so that it can be handled and transported legally. Most all research facilities, colleges have MAA buildings. We have one over at Environmental and Health and Safety right now, and this will be a new modern facility, and they can't wait to have it. So this is really a unique opportunity to be able to be out onto the site here, pre-construction. The contractor is actually slated. Today is March 9th. They're slated to begin next week. So just to take a little overview, that's the tennis courts over here on our left hand side. We are looking south. One of the entrances is going to be just about right where my hand is, right about here. The second entrance, point of reference, the telephone pole there, just up this way, maybe about 60 feet, pretty much more or less right on the tree line that you see over here. So we're going to move into a later video showing a little bit of the plans, and I'll bring you through this hedgerow. This row of trees right here is actually going to stay. So a driveway will come in here and a driveway will come out over on the other side, and these trees will buffer the front of the building. And we'll go over the type of the building. It's a basic warehouse. It's a brick building, has some metal panels, some drive-it, and a green roof on it. So as you see the slope come up towards the back, way in the back will be the end of the building. About halfway through the tennis courts is where. So I'm not sure, depending on the season. Maybe when the trees are in full bloom, you'll be able to see only parts of the building. In the wintertime, you'll probably be able to get a good look. So we'll capture what we normally do pre-construction, is to get a good look at the roadways and document existing conditions. So this area right here is where all the utilities will be coming up. Pretty much from the stop sign up ahead will be the gas. You can see the electrical transformers over there. The electric crosses the road, comes back over this way. And we're actually picking up the water on the other side of the shed over there. So we'll take a look from the top and shoot our way back. So the grass isn't in the greatest of shape. We have some erosion working off of the road. There's no curb line, no catch basins here, and that's what happens. The tennis courts over here, they use the little entranceway to come in. And we'll document that as we get a little bit closer. So we're at the intersection of C lot right here, so we'll pick up some of the utilities that we're going to tie into. There's the gate valve for the water service. We're going to pick up the water service over through here. You can see the mark out for the gas in the road. They use the yellow to mark out the gas. The gas runs right up through here. We'll be picking up the gas over in this area over here too. So water over here, gas in the middle of the road, and then we're picking up our electric and telecom from across the way over here. So from these two vaults here, the conduits will cross the road over here, and then they'll travel probably right about here where I'm standing, down through the road. So as I said earlier, it's good to document the existing conditions so that we make sure that we put it back, if not to its existing condition, but to improve it if possible. So it's actually March 9th today, and it's a beautiful day. The tennis players are out practicing. We'll get a little bit of look at the closeness of the curb here. Not too bad. The concrete curbs usually get beat up through the years from the snow plows after a while. So here's your typical mark out. You can see in white over here, CBYD, call before you dig. That's what the contractors put in place to get the correct mark out. And you can see the utilities are marked out for us here. So we're expecting the fence to go in next week and construction to start within a week or two after that. Now about mid-span on the tennis courts. We're looking back towards the C-Lot drive entrance in here. And the actual end of the building more or less lines up with about the middle of the tennis courts, right in to about back in through here. Then actually this low line area is going to be where the sewer tie-in runs back in through here all the way. That's the actually the walkway that runs from behind facilities behind the motor pool over to the carriage house. So we're on the back edge of the building pretty much here. Just as I said earlier, you can see the divider and the tennis courts. Just a rough estimate right about here. These trees will be removed in the back side, and as we're walking here to what they're calling the south side, pretty good reference point here is this utility line. So again, we're on the south side of the property here, and the point of reference, the telephone lines. There's actually a path on it. Some of the kids use the path to commute all the way up to the other set of apartments up to there. That's the trail we were talking about in over there. Actually, to be honest with you, the contractor is going to set his construction trailer up in through the woods. There's a telephone pole with some power that he's going to use for here. So there's some surveying stakes from previous for design work, and the edge of the second driveway through is going to be right in through here. And these are the set of trees that are going to be remain, which will be marked out next week. So we'll finish up with a last look back up from the south side, getting a look at the roadway here, the utilities that's going to come down. All right, thanks for joining us. We did our pre-construction site walk, and we talked about going back and having me take you through the plans a little bit here. So this is our drainage and utility plan, probably the best drawing to go through it. We, as we talked about a little bit, we were up at the intersection of North Hillside Road. Those were the transformers, the water service, the gas we talked about, the utilities running back. And we showed you the one entrance just to the south of this is the fence on the tennis courts right here. This one entrance in here, and just as we talked about mid-span on the tennis courts is the back end of the building over here, and then another additional access over through here. So this will be the access over here to the loading dock area on what they call the south side here. This will be the north side. Some public parking, handicap parking in this area, and here the gas will come into this area right over through here. This is this row of trees that will stay in place. You can see clouded right in through here. So the idea is to buffer the building from the roadway with these trees. So a quick overview of the floor plan. As we mentioned before, the main accumulation area building. This building is roughly 7,300 square feet, and again, it's a centralized facility for temporary storage of regulated waste from our academic laboratories and certain operational buildings. And just as we said on the south side here, this will be the loading dock area over through here, and then there's just a group of different storage facilities to house exactly what we were talking about. A chemical storage area over here. We have a chemical waste storage area over here. We have a bio waste section over here. We have a universal storage area. All basic storage areas for the hazardous materials. We have one large office conference section towards the back, a few bathrooms, and a mechanical space. The mechanical units are located on the roof with a screen surround upon them, and then outside of the mechanical units is a green roof. We'll take a quick look at the elevations of the building. So this is the north elevation, which is behind the trees, which would be facing the road side over here. The east elevation, this would be facing the tennis courts where the parking area would be. And the south elevation here, this is the back side that was more towards the walkway to the back over through there. This is some of the glass that's with the conference room area that we talked a little bit about previously. and this would be the west elevation here, which is towards the utilities further side from the tennis courts, where the vehicles will drive up, with the loading dock area here and the handicap walkway ramp through there. And finally, we'll finish with a section view of the typical exterior wall. As we mentioned, this is a cavity wall construction with a CMU block backup, with the brick out to the exterior, the metal panels as we were talking about, and then there's actually an overhang soffit on around the building, which will give it a nice feature. Remember to subscribe to our UConn PAES channel. Once subscribed, on the left hand side, manage subscriptions, to the right, the gearbox symbol, a check next to send me all notifications for this channel with the save. Now, anytime we add a project, update a project, you will receive an automatic email notification. We thank you for your interest in our UConn projects. Have a great day.